Welcome to Poppin Off. I am Danielle. Joining with me, as always, I'm going to surprise her. It's hashtag Cori Bears.
Hi, everybody.
I wanted to see if I could surprise you because I usually go to Pete first.
No, I was kind of expecting it, but I was reading something.
And joining with us, not as always, it's hashtag not my best friend Pete.
Not my best friend.
Yeah, that's right. It's me.
It's Mo.
Yeah, I'm here
Hi.
today.
Hi. How's it going?
It's been an interesting week, man. How you been?
I've been good. It sounds like I've had a better day than you. I mean, my day's been roof, but what the hell was that? Do you have a car in your living room?
It's just gang violence. Don't worry.
By the way, hi Billy McDonald. First one in. I think we should do something special for first commenter in. What'd you say?
I was saying hi to Billy.
Oh, I think we should do moving forward. Maybe not tonight because I can't think of anything we can do. But moving forward, we should do something for first comment in because I know Wilkes Booth was the first one in maybe not last week, but the week before. And Rico usually is the first one in, but when he's not, like it's anybody's guess who's gonna be the first one in. We should definitely do something. Aloha, number one fan, Martin. Maybe they get like number one shout out status or so. I don't know. We got to figure something out for first comment in. That's what we're going to do. We got to figure it out before next week. This time next week, we're going to figure out what it means. I saw a Brogan shadow and now I'm super distracted. Anyway, guys, there's something happening on Sunday.
Yeah, there is.
So this Sunday, we've got the Super Bowl 55. Is that what we got? Super Bowl 55, Paul?
Close enough, yeah.
This the kind of beat to go.
I feel like I was close enough. Anyway, so
you might be right. I honestly don't know.
It is 55. I work in sports media. Anyway, so we wanted to make sure that we did the I guess Super Bowl product of the night. We catered it towards the Super Bowl. Now that everybody's kind of, in Super Bowl mode. Because, I mean, whether you like sports, whether you like trailers, whether you like commercials, I mean, there's something for, whether you like crazy food, there's something for everybody during the Super Bowl to enjoy. So the Super Bowl product of the night is an inflatable cooler for the Super Bowl. Let's show this picture. This thing's pretty cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I kind of I want to fill it with ice and do a belly flop into it.
That's going to come in super in handy next year when I can actually watch the game with my friends.
I'm trying to get these dimensions right. 10 inches. That's large enough for you to do a belly flop into, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, all I need is my midsection to hit it, and then it works. Goalpost to goalpost. That's middle section. This midsection, I get there.
I'm just concerned about the cleanup. That's, I mean, I'm the one that's going to be, making the snacks and making sure the beer is cold. Well, I'm worried about the cleanup.
No, we're doing it. We're gonna have two. We're gonna have one that actually has the drinks in it and any chilled dips or anything that you're putting in, and then we're gonna have one that's just for belly flopping.
Okay, heard, got it.
So the biggest cleanup would be the melted ice cubes.
Okay,
which
yeah.
I think Brogan would probably help out with melted ice cubes.
Okay, yeah,
but
let's bring Brogan.
Does this mean you're inviting everybody over though for a Super Bowl party, Cori?
Me? No,
yeah.
I don't have cable. Sorry.
It's a local channel. We can get it. I believe it's CBS this year. Anyway, guys want to do some Disney Plus others?
Let's go.
Daisy cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy cottage cheese will do. So tasty, so pure. Can I have a little more? Only Daisy cottage cheese will do.
Jim's got jokes this week. I was like, hey, now we see Brogan. Brogan was dancing to that one. Brogan likes Daisy.
Everyone likes Daisy, Danny.
Especially dogs. Anyway, so we were talking about the Super Bowl. So Paul, I mean, you helped with this article, but basically it's come out that Disney has kind of already said, like called their shot, that they're going to be taking out ads during the Super Bowl, and we're going to potentially get 2 to 4. And so
so Disney,
right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to set up that kind of like begs the question: what do you guys want to see versus what do you expect we're going to see, type of thing. You want to go first, Paul?
Sure. Yeah, so the expectation going into this Sunday's game is very non-regular for the Super Bowl. Usually we're used to all these expensive commercials and big trailers for things that are coming out. But if you look at last year's Super Bowl, there was a trailer for Black Widow that came out, for No Time to Die, for Fast and Furious 9, all movies that never came out, which means all the money that was spent on that advertising never actually materialized into any money coming in. So a lot of studios are actually going to hold off from putting out trailers this year, which is a bit of a bummer. But if we had to look at like what could possibly come out, the 2 trailers that I would love to see drop as a surprise on Sunday would be, number 1, the Suicide Squad with James Gunn. I feel like we're overdue for that. The other one is the Eternals, which I feel like is going to be a like sleeper hit for Marvel. Not really like a sleeper hit, but amongst all the movies that they have in their lineup that have hype, I feel like that one is really, really going to land. And Kevin Feige said that it was the best pitch he heard for any Marvel movie. So that one I'm really anticipating too.
Martin, I really like that. I'm hoping for that too. I'm more hoping kind of they do, Disney Plus does kind of the same thing that HBO Max did for Wonder Woman, where we get like a simultaneous release both on Disney Plus and in the theaters, so that people can go see the movie if they have ability to go to the theater still, or maybe some drive-ins and stuff like that. But for the rest of us that still don't have the ability to go to theaters, we'll be able to watch it at home and then eventually. Cori, what about you? What do you think? As far as
I think that honestly, it probably is going to be a lot of Marvel and Disney Plus things. I honestly would really like to see more of Raya and the Last Dragon, the Disney, the Southeast Asian movie. I think it actually might be based. Actually, I'm not sure. I just know that it's an animated movie based in Southeast Asia, and there have been a couple. I think there's been a teaser trailer, and there has been a trailer that's come out, and there's kind of mixed reviews, just because sometimes Disney isn't the best as far as like cultural appropriation. So I would like to something else to come out just so that I can like it and like I can look forward to it. It comes out on March 5th.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, that's actually, and March 5th, I mean, that's going to be behind a paywall on Disney Plus. Like that's, they've already said like this is going to be like what they did with live action Mulan, where if you want to have premiere access for it, you have to be a subscriber to Disney Plus and then also pay a fee to watch it. But eventually, I mean, the same thing. I think eventually it's going to come out on Disney Plus just for everybody who's a subscriber. What I'm expecting versus what I'm hoping. Expecting Eternals. I agree. This is a movie that's already finished. So they have to have trailers ready for this movie already. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting to see something for that soon. If not Super Bowl, then when basically is in my mind, because that's the biggest time that we're going to have everybody in their homes with their eyes glued on a TV, the most amount of people at least. So I'm expecting to see an Eternals trailer, whether it's just a teaser, whether it's a full trailer, whatever. What I would really like to see, and we get super serious for a second, that's why I brought centered myself down, something Spider-Man related. And I thought about this. I'm not going completely out on a crazy limb and saying like, I want to see a full trailer for Spider-Man, the movie that's not going to be out until the end of this year. What if we just got a 15-second teaser that revealed the title? That's it. That's completely plausible. No footage whatsoever, just releases the title. And that's it. That's enough to make everybody go absolutely insane.
I feel like you just want to hear one term in particular, Danny, and that would be Spider-Verse.
I would love to hear that. It's got to have something with home in the title, so I'm thinking Home World. If we heard that, then I'm thinking Spider-Verse is real. Anyway, so moving on from one thing that I'm really hoping for in the MCU to something that actually is already taking place in the MCU. A new episode of WandaVision, new week, new WandaVision. This episode, I mean, Paul, I think you can agree with me. This was the best episode so far. We got a glimpse of the outside world. We got a glimpse of the events that kind of led up to the beginning of the first episode. We got all of the outside characters that we've known from the MCU universe kind of coming together, and we're seeing them in the real world kind of, trying to make sense of what's happening in this town and what's happening to Wanda. What did you think of this episode? What are your takes from this?
Well, like you said, it's the best episode that they've had out so far, which isn't really even a knock against all the other ones because of the type of show that it is, where we are seeing this weird sitcom world. And this was the first episode that really just yanked the curtain back all the way and let us see the outside world, what is actually happening. And it felt more like the Marvel Universe and less like a sitcom. The beginning of the episode is awesome because it's really an origin story for Monica Rambeau, who's going to be one of the next Captain Marvels. All of that was awesome. We get Jimmy Woo back from the Ant-Man universe, and like the internet fangirled out when he did the card trick that he learned.
That was awesome.
Ant-Man.
Yeah,
it is honestly, it's a great little piece because we don't know if he knew that Scott Lang was still alive or not, so he may have done it in like a tribute. It's good. But we got Darcy Lewis back too. I'm not gonna lie, not my favorite part of the episode, but still, like I said, it brings everybody in from all these different franchises and starts to let us really see with Phase 4 of the MCU how wide they're going to go and how easy it is going to be for people who have been in their universe to start showing up in really anything that they want. And then the very end of the episode, we get to see Wanda do like a full heel turn, really get to kind of see her psyche. It is amazing. I really, really dug the episode.
Also, side note, I don't know if it was you or Pete. I don't know who to give credit for. It's 100% not credit to me. But I would like to see, one of you guys were saying this, a Jimmy Woo like Disney Plus series where it's kind of like the MCU X-Files, and it's him just like in the MCU universe, like in all of that, and just doing different cases, but it's just all from his perspective type of thing.
Yeah, I saw a couple of different theories about, he could be the new Coulson, but with S.W.O.R.D., or him and Darcy Lewis could become like the new Mulder and Scully from X-Files within the MCU universe.
I thought it
all sounds fun. I want to see more Jimmy Woo and Darcy Lewis too. If she could like take the sass back, like just 10% is all I'm asking. Stop acting like it's crazy that people are asking you questions for this top secret assignment where they literally built you a lab. Like, sorry, I'm done.
Well, one last question. I want to add this so that we can, moving forward, we can kind of do this also, and then we'll move on to the next story, I promise. What are you expecting for next episode? Now, there's been a lot of rumors out there, just in anticipation for kind of the next half of the season, because we're almost at the midway point. We're kind of there. We've heard that mostly it's supposed to be a 9-episode series. Like I said, one of the rumors is we could have 10 episodes. There could be a hidden episode. That could just be wrong, and we could still have 9. But what are you expecting from the next episode? Whether we're going to get 2 episodes released at the same time? What are you expecting from episode 5 moving forward?
Well, it sounds like we are going to get 2 new episodes dropping tonight, which I always love watching the shows when they drop at midnight on the West Coast. But one of the things that I think is really cool about WandaVision is that for a show that really is like shrouded in mystery, there hasn't been as much online like trolling for spoilers in general. I feel like a lot of the audience is happy to let them piece by piece reveal what's going on. We know that we're going to get to continue to see Vision kind of figuring out what's going on, but really I don't want to have anything spoiled, and I don't want my theories to like get ahead and land too close to where they land at, because it feels like it could go anywhere at this point, and that's what's really exciting about it.
The one thing I'm hoping for, if we do get both episodes, the one thing I'm hoping for is that we finally get the Halloween scene where Vision is dressed up like the classic Vision from the comic books, and Wanda's dressed up as the classic Scarlet Witch. Like those 2 costumes, I thought those are funny. Those are ridiculous. I like everything about that. But that's the episode where like it feels like time's frozen around Vision, and then he wakes up, he like touches Agatha, and she like wakes up, and she kind of like tells him that like, something's wrong with you, not us type of thing. That's what I'm hoping we get next. Like, because that's from the trailer, right? I know that's coming eventually, but that's what I'm hoping is like soon. Because I've been waiting for that since we got the actual trailer for the entire series. Anyway, we got to move on. We're way behind already. So recently, like I'd say within the last couple of days, Zack Snyder has released the first look at Jared Leto's Joker. I guess not really the first look, but just kind of a teaser look at him, because we've already seen him. But Paul, like as you were saying, there's only been 5 minutes of reshot footage for the 4-hour cut for him. How much more of the Joker are we really going to see? And is that going to be enough for you, I guess, to judge, to give Jared Leto a second chance, like as his Joker? Like, what do you think about this?
Well, I think if you look into Warner Brothers, and especially some of their directors in the DCU recently really coming out and talking about how they don't have control in the editing room as much, Warner Brothers does kind of put up a fight sometimes. We heard that with Birds of Prey. We've heard that now about David Ayer's cut of the Suicide Squad. Obviously, everything that went down with Justice League. So I'm willing to give Jared Leto the benefit of the doubt that his performance was better than it came off in the original Suicide Squad. A lot of it got cut and yanked around, and it didn't work within the story. For Snyder Cut, I feel like we're going to get one good, hopefully really, really cool scene. And it's weird that like we're already at a point where it's not going to be the first rated R live action Joker that we ever get to see, but it is going to be something new. And the Snyder Cut is going to be 4 hours long, is like a feature rated R movie. So he's not going to play in to a heavy degree, but I do feel like it's going to really get a pop from the fans who are really excited to see the Joker. I can definitely see sometime down the line us getting the Ayer cut of the original Suicide Squad sometime farther down the line on HBO Max as a special. I definitely can see them trying to take advantage of that.
I have moved on completely from that Suicide Squad. If Pete were here, he would back me up. I got burned from that. I'm ready to move on to James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and I feel like in his hands, I kind of trust him to be directing a ton of characters that I really don't know very well. Because with like Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't know any of the Guardians of the Galaxy before I went and saw that movie. I didn't. I went in not knowing any of them. And I feel like every single character in that movie was portrayed like I knew them after the movie type of thing. And I liked and I enjoyed each one of them after the movie. So I feel like James Gunn knows how to do that. It's not just, okay, here's one main character like Harley Quinn, and then there's just these blank people that are just around to either die or set up stuff for her type of thing. And I feel like James Gunn will be able to do that. So I don't even care about the old Suicide Squad anymore. I'm more looking ahead to the new one. So
that's fair.
All right, so we touched on this last week. We just didn't have enough time to talk about it, but some crazy shit's been going down involving GameStop, involving the stock market, involving a lot of confusing things. Now, Paul, I you can't be impaired for this. You're the one who has to explain it to us.
Impaired is the only way to explain this story. All right, so in the last 10 days, most people have heard of this GameStop story, WallStreetBets. You've heard all the terms, but I wanted to just kind of walk back and do a recap of the step-by-step how'd this happen, because there's already 2 movies in line at MGM and Netflix.
In a series.
And it's going to keep going. It's going to keep blowing up. One of the writers, I think, for the Netflix series that is going to write the movie is Mark Bowl, which, unless I'm completely getting this wrong, I'm pretty sure he's the guy who wrote Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker. That guy saw this story and his eyes lit up. It's absolutely crazy. We got to see a billionaire cry on TV. Hedge funds lost billions of dollars. It's crazy. So if you go back to June of 19, this guy on Reddit named Deep Fucking Value, who for redundancy, I'm going to call him Deep Value. He bought into GameStop. He was a part of this group on Reddit called WallStreetBets. Now, WallStreetBets is a lot of young, 19 to early 20-year-olds who are, they're throwing out their ideas for the stock market and kind of treating it like a casino. So he bought this stock all the way back in June of 2019, really just for the kicks of it. And he held on to it all the way up until January of this year. Now, last year, GameStop started being shorted by these big hedge funds. If you don't know what shorted is, it basically means that all these big hedge funds were betting for GameStop to go out of business because their stock was taking a dip when the pandemic hit. However, they got a new CEO who used to be the CEO of Chewy, that's a dog food business that he basically flipped around and made into a big online marketer. So between that coming in for GameStop, which could really use somebody with that type of mindset going forward, because it's a retail store for buying video games, that gave a bit of a bump in January when he was like officially brought in on their board. So their stock went from being about $5 to about $16. And at that point, things started to kind of get weird. Deep Value shares on WallStreetBets with everybody else. Hey, yeah, I've got this stock that I'm looking at. They noticed that the shorts on it are over 100% of the stock of the company. Basically, just an absolute asinine amount of hedge funds were shorting this stock big, assuming it was just going to fail and that they didn't have to, do anything with it. So everybody on WallStreetBets says, we're going to buy into it continually and drive the stock price up. So they start doing that. As the stock price goes up, hedge funds that are shorting this stock are losing money. In order to recoup some of those funds, they have to start buying into GameStop. And as they buy that stock, price continues to go up, which means they continue to lose more money, at which point this becomes a meme. And Tim, right now is when you can start playing the clips, because the memes are what really send it over the top. So once it becomes a meme and the stock is really blowing up, eventually Elon Musk takes notice and starts tweeting about WallStreetBets. Suddenly they go from like 75,000 people in their group to 3.5 million. Everybody is getting in on GameStop because this is completely legal. If a big hedge fund were colluding with another big hedge fund to manipulate how the stock market is going, that's illegal. This is not illegal because they're doing it on a public platform and they're just retail trading. It's not like, it's hysterical because we don't know how they can ever stop this in the future because it's legal. So once the hedge funds are buying enough stock and like realizing we're not going to like lose money, something even weirder starts to happen. Robinhood, which is an app that everybody uses to buy these stocks, starts to say you can't buy anymore, you can only sell. Robinhood is partially owned by a group called Citadel. Citadel also owns a group that's a hedge fund called Melvin Capital. Melvin Capital was shorting GameStop like to a fair degree. Everybody, literally everybody, it had bipartisan support. I didn't know that was a thing that existed anymore. Like everybody on the internet lost their minds. Everybody wants to investigate Robinhood. It doesn't matter because Melvin ended up getting bailed out by two other hedge funds. So they're still surviving. But in response to all this craziness where felt like there was a collusion to drive the stock down, suddenly the memes change and it's, no, we have to hold this line. Hold on to your stock because the longer that we hold, the longer we're going to go with these hedge funds losing billions and billions of dollars. Now, in the last couple of days, we've seen the stock start to drop, which was going to happen eventually. The stock market is supposed to allow liquidity for big companies, which basically just means you don't have to go to the bank every time you need a loan because you want to raise funds for something. It gives options for investors to make money, and it's supposed to set a price point for these companies based on what the market seems to think they're worth. Basically, WallStreetBets just said, screw that, and cheated the casino legally, pushed all this stock all the way up to the top. People made a crap ton of money. Hedge funds lost billions. It's the best story that's happened in 2 years. I can't wait to see the movie versions.
Yeah, only I'm excited to see them only if they cast me in it because I'm a part of it. Damn it! I have AMC stock, I have one GameStop stock, and I have BlackBerry stock. I was a part of this whole thing. I was a damn part of this whole thing. And you know what? you know what? Unlike a lot of the other people, I'm still holding on to all of them. I still have all of them. Now I've lost money. But I mean, I've put money into other things too. Like I have a couple other things, so I'm still in the positive. But yeah, I have some stock, and I'm still holding on to it because I'm not gonna let go. I'm holding the line.
I mean, you're a trooper, Danny. Honestly, like I actually, when we started the show, pulled in a clip that I meant to pull in before. They made a sea shanty about holding your stock. I'm gonna play it real quick, and then.
There once was a stock that put to sea. The name of the stock was GME. The price blew up and the shorts dipped down. Hold my bully boys, hold. Soon may the Tendy Man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when Ryan Cohen joined the board. The captain called all hands and swore he'll take his shares and hold. Soon may the Tendy Man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Before the news had hit the market, WallStreetBets came up and bought it. With diamond hands, they knew they'd profit if they could only hold. Soon may the Tendy Man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Well, I'm still holding, damn it.
You want to go to Gamer Time?
Yeah, let's do some gamer time. No,
Maybe.
I guess apparently we're
Dizzy
not.
cottage cheese will do. Only Dizzy cottage cheese will do. Satisfying and fresh, so creamy and delish. Only Dizzy cottage cheese will do.
Are you doing this because I'm on the show, Tim? Like, are you just trying to mess with me?
By the way, I have a new idea, and I was talking about this. We try the gross things for everybody else, so they don't have to try it. So, like, all these
No.
crazy foods that have been like coming
No,
out,
really,
like,
no.
and one of the
All
newest
right,
ones.
so
I was telling Cori
really
about
big
one of the
news
newest
this
Sorry,
week
Cori,
from
Cori,
Call of Duty.
one
I
second,
do
one
not want
second.
to eat.
You
Why?
actually like-
What am I doing eating crappy things for views?
No, I'm
Danny.
talking about the glazed donut popcorn. So the video would be of you trying the Krispy Kreme glazed donut popcorn, so other people
Yeah,
can get
that's
your reaction.
$25.99 on my channel.
This is why I prefer being off camera.
Anyway, Cori, what you got for us this week?
Fun news for us, Danny. There's been an update with Call of Duty Cold War Zombies. There was a new map added. What was it called? Firebase Z. And along with that, there were a couple other things added. There was a new 6v6 map. They balanced the zombie weapons, where I think they added a little bit more ammo to the auto rifle and SMGs. And they also added a 40-player endurance mode, which actually looks really cool. It's like 10 squads of 10 squads of 4 drop, and then you have to do tasks or something along those lines, like you have to collect uranium or defuse bombs or something along those lines. But it sounds really cool, and I'm really excited to try all that. Have you had a chance to play the new zombie map, Danny?
I have not, and here's the only reason why. Well, not the only reason why. Today was crazy for everybody, a lot of work. But I thought that I had to trigger the download, like, you know, most downloads for games that I have to do. I flipped the game on before the show because I was like, oh, at the very least, I want to download it so that I can say that I have it downloaded and can play it, and I'm ready to play it anytime after the show. It's already there. I don't know if it's just a new feature from the new Xbox, if it just downloaded it in anticipation for me, or what, but it's there already. I can play it. I was like, oh shit, it's probably going to be like a 2-hour download. And I was just going to download it when I was doing other stuff. And yeah, it was there already. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I think this thing looks incredible. Everything about it, it looks like what the developers were saying in the video that got released, the behind the scenes video that we all got a chance to watch, was saying it was a lot like the moon, not because like zero gravity or anything like that, but where you start out in one area and then you have to teleport to a second area to kind of really get into, like, unpack what the map really is and the features for the map. Obviously, there's going to be new weapons. There's new enemies, but there's a crazy new enemy that's a decoy. Will actually look like stuff that you can pick up, and you run over to it and try to pick it up, and then it just transforms back into the enemy and like captures you. It's awesome.
It's a
Like
mimic.
I can't, mimic. I can't wait to play this, Corey. I think we need to play this either Friday night, Saturday, whenever you're free. We're playing this.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down. They also added a couple of new perks as well. There's a tomb something. It basically it kind of changes what happens when you go down. You can either turn into like an aether kind of person, or there's one where you don't lose your loadout if you die. So that's really cool. And then they also there was one other thing that was added. You drop like a tombstone. Basically, is what that is. So there's a lot of new.
They've had gumballs that are like that have different features like that. Maybe they just made them into perks this time, but I know the whole system for like
you have
Black
to upgrade
Ops.
it in the game.
Cool, very cool. Yeah. I haven't figured out everything just because I'll probably figure it more out while we're like actually playing it. But yeah. I also heard this is the first, like, not the first, it's the last one. I mean, if anyone watched the stream that me and you did for like, I don't know, it was like 4 hours or something like that. We were trying to do the Easter egg for it. And we got really close and we died twice doing it. But this level is supposed to really get into like what the story is going to be, the Dark Ether kind of storyline. This episode is supposed to be more, or this whole new level is supposed to be more about that type of thing. So we're going to find more about the story and everything. So
yeah, this is actually my first zombies that I'm going into all the Easter eggs and stuff. So I think they're really interesting and they're really fun.
Yeah, I got sucked in during the Black Ops series and stuff like that. Like all of those, the storyline just kind of kept getting crazier and crazier. And this is kind of a continuation. Like it's got Samantha, who was a little kid during like the Black Ops series, and so this is her grown up, and yeah, it's craziness. I can't wait to get more into the story and find out like all the Easter eggs and stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to play. So
our next story is actually a story that Paul can help me out on.
Yay!
So EA is bringing back their college football game. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago there was a lawsuit about their last college football game. Basically, like there were no names or of players in the game because college football players can't get compensated for being in the video game. But there was for likeness. And so now EA has decided that they're going to bring it back. And I guess they've changed some things so that they don't get sued this time around. But I guess for me, because I don't play sports games, I guess for me, I'm wondering what still makes it a college football game if like you're not celebrating the players? Like, is it just because you can like have the uniform on or what? Man, I don't know. Paul, what do you think?
I think it's a degree of that, yes, where, I mean, college football games already, they weren't really looping in the players in their entirety, and they weren't paying any of the players for their likeness prior to getting rid of the series back in 2013. So I know as someone who grew up playing football games, you spend a lot of time, creating your own players. If you can mess with the uniforms, it's the same as just being a fan of any given team where you can mix and match the players. And so long as you got the right jersey on, then absolutely I'm going to ball out and play some NCAA football. It's a game that I know so many people who have just been dying for it to come back in some form. Ideally, there would be a version of it where, college football players might be able to make some money off their likeness. But this is, I guess, for EA, the happy medium of we don't have to give out money to all of these college football players every single year for every single game, while at the same time making it available to people to continue playing games. It's also, with college football, the variety of teams that you can get and mix and match and, create players to play through their careers, storyline modes, all of this. There's different ways that you can really mix this in and have a lot of fun with it. Madden is going to remain kind of the top dog in terms of football gaming, I think. But EA bringing back college football is a big win for anybody who likes playing college football games, just in general.
Well, I just have one question. I know we have to move on, and I believe that you'd be able to answer this for me, Paul. So if they pay players in Madden, right, for their likeness, is the reason that they can't pay players in NCAA football because of the NCAA rules, or is there something more to that?
Yeah, so it comes down to restrictions of you can't incentivize a player to come and play for you if you're a Big Ten school and offer to pay for their schooling in any way, shape, or form. The rules on that are still extremely stringent. And it's kind of an outdated rule a bit at this point. I can see in the future, there being continuous news on how this might change over the next 10 years or so. But it does come down to you can't pay college players anything. Now, if Pete were here, because I know I've heard him say this, football players, and especially college football players, he likes to refer to them as modern day indentured servitude, because these are student athletes. That's the real cool thing about college football in general, is that it's people who are playing their hearts out in front of all of their classmates who they live around and go to class with all day, every day. And they're not making money playing this game. They're getting to go to school off of this game. They have to put in so much work in the background in order to, succeed as not just a football player, but as just an academic too. Certain schools more important than the other, but overall it adds something to the college football atmosphere that I think really draws people in.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I wish I was better. I just don't play because I'm not good. I'm like, oh, what's an audible? All right. Moving on.
I'm not good with sports games at all. I do understand the whole, like, college players can't make money off of their likeness with anything and stuff like that. So I understand that aspect of it. But yeah, I'm horrible at sports games in general. Madden, everything. Like, I'm just really bad at it. I'm bad at games in general, let's be fair. But I'm better at other games like zombies and Destiny. So anyway, you guys want to do the product of the night?
Product of the night.
This move.
Yeah.
Hold up. Yeah.
All right. So product of the night is have you ever thought puzzles were just too easy? Paul, Cori, anyone? Random person out there watching?
No, I like puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, it's a generic question, but I mean, if you get to the end and there's no one puzzle piece you can't find, then I might start like throwing shit over and like knocking shit down.
For I guess for Cori in this scenario, if you think normal puzzles are easy and a breeze and fun to do, if you like to crank it up 10 notches, there are clear fucking puzzles. Clear jigsaw puzzles made by people that you can purchase for reasonable prices. And this is what they are. They're 1,000 pieces of clear puzzle pieces. So you can go insane trying to put these together. These are a real thing. And they're priced pretty reasonably. I think I'm just going to start buying these as gifts for people moving forward.
Okay, you're exaggerating, Danny. The biggest puzzle is only 144 pieces.
Okay. But even that, think about this. It could be 100 pieces. It could be 1,000 pieces. If it's clear plastic pieces, you got nothing on what you can't tell what the skyline is.
Start with the edges. You do the outline. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I haven't
seems
done a puzzle.
like I picture like doing the full puzzle and then putting it in a box and like wrapping it up for Christmas for somebody and like see if they think that there's even anything in the box when they open it up. Like there's just, this feels like one way or another, it leads to a cruel prank or just someone getting very, very angry. I don't know who this was like. This was not invented to make anybody's life better is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're for people who think puzzles are too simple and too everyday. Basically, this is cranked up 10 notches to 13 to 11.
But like you get done with that puzzle, it's like 144 pieces I put together, and it's like, oh look, nothing.
The last puzzle I actually remember doing shout out to my dad. When I had chicken pox, I did a Star Wars puzzle. And that's the last puzzle I remember doing. And that was middle school. So I haven't done puzzles. I would be interested. If somebody sent me this puzzle, I'd be interested to do it. Anyway, we have a couple of things we need to announce before the end of the episode. Tim has said this multiple times in the chat. You guys can't see this. I can see this. That we have to shout out this. We are going to start doing these really cool kind of short form episodes. So if you don't have a lot of time to watch the episode, and you want to still see all of the information from the episode, but you have a short amount of time to watch it, we're going to start doing short form episodes. So we're going to be releasing them throughout the week, like after the episode, obviously. And we've started doing that. So episode 216 is where we're starting right now. So if you can remember all the way back to there, but it's basically, it's the episode, but it's going to be on a different playlist on our channel. It's going to be on the Pop Fluence playlist.
Pop Fluence.
Pop Fluence playlist. And that's basically going to be our condensed episode. So it's going to be the episode. So if you watch the live episode, you're still going to see the stuff there, but it's just going to be, in a shorter form. So if you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to check out the show and still want to see some of the information and some of the cool stuff that we did talk about during the show, it's going to be there, but it's just going to be in a shorter form content for everybody. So go over there, check out the playlist, see what you think. And we'll keep putting those out. We'll have those. They'll be easy to digest afterwards, and send them around. Help us out. Send them to a friend who maybe doesn't have 40 minutes to watch an episode, maybe doesn't have 30 minutes to watch an episode, but they still want to check out some cool pop culture stuff. Anyway, also the second thing, like I said, we had multiple things to talk about. Resident Alien premiered 2 weeks ago on Sci-Fi Channel. It's an awesome series. I watched last night's episode. Paul, I don't know if you had a chance to check out last night's episode already. I don't want to spoil it, but we're 2 episodes into it now. I think it's awesome. I really do enjoy the series so far. And what I think we're going to do with this is we're going to kind of let the series breathe a little bit. And then maybe about halfway through the series, we're going to kind of, share our thoughts about it, see what we get everybody on the same page, see how we feel about it. And then, so everybody kind of has time to ingest a couple episodes in the meantime, kind of like what we did with Truth Seekers, where we watched most of the season, and then we kind of started talking about it, type of thing. But I really recommend it. If you liked Truth Seekers, I recommend it. If you like, I don't know, anything with aliens and murder mysteries, I think it's cool. What do you think of the series so far, Paul?
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest episode, but the pilot, for everybody watching, just so you know, the pilot's available for free on Sci-Fi's website. So definitely go check it out if you haven't. The first episode, though, it had a lot of promise to it. And Alan Tudyk, I mean, that's a guy who needs a series to lead. And this feels so up his alley. Already, you and I were talking about it and kind of starting to poke holes in like, oh, yeah, they did kind of hint at this and that and, where this could go. It makes some interesting choices that I didn't expect straight out in the pilot. But it's really, really interesting. It has the potential to be really, really funny. It is important, even though we want to let this breathe. If this is kind of your type of genre, you definitely want to check it out because shows on Sci-Fi need that audience. Unfortunately, they don't go straight to streaming on anything. The episodes don't show up on Hulu the week after, they air or anything like that. So definitely find a way to check it out if you are interested, because they can definitely use that if we want to see more seasons of the show. Because so far, I'm really, really interested.
Yeah, it's great. And I don't want to give anything away. Episode 2 is awesome. It's more of the same, but there's other stuff I need to talk to you about. So watch the episode and let me know when you actually watch the episode so I don't ruin anything for you. But basically, Alex Tudyk is an alien in disguise. I mean, that doesn't give anything away. That's on the previews. That's been on everything. We've kind of said that. And he's kind of, figuring out how to fit in as a human, being an alien disguised as a human. And the hilarious shenanigans that ensue on all of that. But he plays the character very perfectly, and yeah, I 100% recommend it to anybody who even remotely seems interested in that. Check it out. You can watch it for free on Sci-Fi's website. Watch the first episode. If you like it, then continue watching it, because I think it's great. The third thing is, Pete reminded me of this, and Pete sadly could not be here tonight, but he will be back here next week. Next week is our Valentine's Day episode.
Aw.
So love will be in the air on Poppin Off next week. So I just wanted to give a quick tease for that. Next week will be our Valentine's Day episode. So get your chalky hearts ready and your carnations. Send those out in the mail if you want to. And hey, I mean, if anyone wants to be like my secret admirer, I'll gladly give out my address, so you can send me carnations and stuff like that.
Tim, cut the show before he gives out his address.
Yeah. Can we go? We're done. We're done.